Q&A session. I would now like to introduce our female founder, Chiara, as next speaker. And I'm also proud to say that her spin-off, VitreaLab, is one of our portfolio companies at Haumann Hauser Investment GmbH. She is a physicist, and she and her team develop a display technology which is more energy efficient. VitreaLab is maybe earlier than the other companies here in this group, but I think it's all the more interesting to learn about current challenges and future plans. And I welcome on stage Chiara Greganti.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for inviting us. I feel very small because indeed we are a very young company between all these giants and the successful startups and stories. So I'm very happy to be here. So I'm Chiara, co-founder of VitreaLab, where we develop the next generation of displays. And I will present you how I moved from doing research on quantum science to opening a deep tech startup. But before that, let me introduce you VitreaLab. The major problems in displays, as you all know, so first of all is the energy efficiency. Most of the smartphones that we are using currently are running out of battery because of the power consumptions of displays. And the second major problem is that we are still not able to have a full visualization of a 3D image without using this bulky and heavy device that we see here in the picture, like these goggles. VitreaLab is tackling both problems. So we are creating a new type of displays which allows to have a reduction in power consumption by up to 80% with respect to current technologies. And we are allowing to see a perfect 3D image coming out from the display without the need of goggles. How do we do that? We use a unique technology, which is based on direct laser writing. That means we shine a high-power laser into a very thin substrate of glass, and by moving the glass, we can create very small channels, like this blue one, microchannels, which transport light from one point of the glass to many other points in the glass. So we construct a network, a complex network of channels to transport the light within the glass plate. With this technology, we build our product, which is called laser lit chip. This is an illumination device, which is unique, since it emits the light in the forms of a 2D array of laser beams. These laser beams are completely independent from each other, and they are highly directional towards the viewer. With such a high control of light, we can really create innovative and revolutionary displays. But how I create these products? VitreaLab is an R&D company which is highly focused on IP. This means we mainly design and build our prototypes in the lab. We then file patents on those. And with this IP portfolio, we then approach the big display producers like Samsung, Apple, and so on. And via them, we can then manufacture and bring these products to the market. Here you see an overview of the past, present, and future of VitreaLab. So VitreaLab is very young. It's only 3 years old. We started in 2018. And since then, we did a lot of development on our demonstrators. And today, we are finalizing our prototype to match the requirements requested by our industrial partners. And as you can see here on the right, we still have quite a path ahead to achieve first revenues that we will have via licensing agreements. So the path is a typical hardware startup path, and it's quite long and intense, but always full of surprise and excitement. So now I will tell you a little bit more how everything started. So from my side, everything started when I moved to Vienna for doing my PhD in physics. I was always passionate about lasers and optics since my university studies in Italy. And then I decided to continue doing research with this technology for something really impactful. And that's why I decided to do research on quantum computing and starting my PhD at the University of Vienna. So here you see me in the lab doing a lot of experiments during these years. But in parallel to these PhD years, I got the opportunity to also join a Marie Curie Training Network program, which is a European program tailored for students to expand their network at the European level, to create much more close relationship and collaborations at the European level. And on top, this program was very useful in giving trainings to students towards different type of career paths. So not only academia, but also industry and entrepreneurship. So at the end, during the last year of my PhD, together with my colleagues at the University of Vienna, we were thinking what to do next. And then we realized that actually the one particular technology that we were using during our PhD was so powerful that could be used for many more applications. So not only in quantum computing. So we started to have meetings. We were brainstorming new ideas and thinking where actually this technology could be used for something more concrete and close for the near-term future. So to have something really impactful in the near term. And we had then new ideas for the display sectors, for sensing devices, for medical applications. So we merged a lot of different ideas together, and we said, okay, let's try to build a project out of this. But the key ingredient to really start and to open a spin-off is actually having a circle of persons around you who actually believe on your ideas and on your project. So together with my co-founder and at that time colleague of PhD, Jonas Zoyner, we decided then to create a small team and first of all approach our PhD supervisor, Professor Walter at the University of Vienna, who was really supportive, and he gave us full access to his laboratory to open this new type of research line. Then we needed an additional collaborator who was helping on the fabrication of the device we had in mind. So we looked around in the network of European collaborators we had, and we found Professor Zellame at the Research Center of Milano, who was really impressed about the ideas on how to use this technology. That's why then he gave us also access to his facilities, and he connected us to one of his students who was also willing to transfer this tech to something more industrial. And that's how also Francesco joined, and who is actually then later on the first employee of the company. Okay, now we had a good team, but most of us actually had only expertise on the technical side. So how we move from ideas and projects to a real business. We looked around in Vienna and we found plenty of opportunities also at the Austrian level, and we then enrolled at first at the INITS bootcamp, which is a 3-month incubator program, which helps in particular technical people to open a business and define a business model. Then we applied in parallel to grants from funding agencies like AWS and FFG, and with them we had a lot of support, and we could then reshape our business plan. The last key ingredient is actually then verifying that actually your customers are willing to later take your products on board and brings the product to the market. So that's why we started to reach out, to make a lot of meetings and calls with big industry players like Microsoft, Bosch, and so on. And we were just pitching the technologies, and with their help, we actually then finalized what could have been the first product on which our tech could be applied. And that would have been the display sector. That was the point of really founding formally VitreaLab GmbH in 2018. The first year was a lot of testing and doing really basic proof of concept experiments to show the potentiality of this technology. With this year, we received a lot of interest from the display industry and also from the first private investors. So at that point, we faced the biggest challenge in our career, in our path. That was how to move from a university lab to an industry lab. So 1.5 years ago, we started to look around in Vienna, and we found a suitable room at the tech park of Vienna. So we rented a 100 square meters room, and from scratch, we started to design and completely build ourselves our own clean room facility. We're very proud of this space since it's unique now at the European level. It's filled with the state-of-the-art equipment for photonics, and we can here advance much faster our development of prototypes. I want to say that the progress of the last year, which was mainly focused on really bringing the process that we were with whom we were working at the university facility to something more industrial, was really made thanks to the people actually we had bring on board to the company. So I want to thank all the team, and here there are 2 persons from the image missing, the last 2 new members, and the beauty is that we managed to attract people from all over Europe to move to Vienna to join VitreaLab and this project. So by now we have 8 photonics engineers with top-level skills on photonics who are willing to bring these products to the market. With this, I hope I gave you a glimpse of VitreaLab, and I want to recommend all the young students in the audience and researchers to follow this type of career path, mainly because of 3 major benefits which I see for myself. First of all, you can really choose your work based on your ideas and work on something you're passionate about. Second of all, you learn and grow fast every day, from the technological progress to the business side of the company. And third, last but not least, is really that you are working every day with an amazing team. Since I believe that the people who join the startup at the beginning are really brilliant individuals with a lot of new ideas, which allows to make a lot of fun during your days. And with this, I thank you for the attention. And obviously, I thank you all the people behind VitreaLab, and in particular our investors, IST Cube, Apex Venture, Hermann Hauser Investment, and Primecraft.